What up, Tucson and everybody else in the world or anybody that's watching? Hope everybody's blessed. You're on with King Los. I hope everybody's doing well. I hope everybody's trying to fight that good fight and stay sober, you know what I mean, and do everything that they possibly can to get to that point in their life. I just wanted to check in with you guys and see how everybody's doing and see what's going on. I'm in prayer for everybody, and I just want everybody to know that no matter what, I'm never going to lose faith in fighting the fight for recovery for everyone, you know. I pray every night because I have, you know, I have my memories, I have my, not doubts, but just, you know, thoughts about things of the past and everything that I used to go through, everything that I went through. But I'm doing very well, and I hope that everybody else, this is what I want for everybody else too. I just want everybody to be okay. I want everybody to actually see what you can truly be in life. Because when you're an addict or an alcoholic, you're not ever living up to your full potential. You know what I mean? A lot of people say, oh, I made a lot of money and this and that. And maybe you do. I'm not saying that you don't. All I'm saying is that you could probably just mend relationships with family, and even if you can't, you know, you're giving it one heck of a shot to do what you need to do. You know what I mean? I mentioned this on TikTok, but I didn't mention it. I haven't mentioned it on YouTube. So for the few people that are following me and the likes that I got and the views that I have, I don't have very, very much. I'm not a famous person. I'm not, you know, I don't have 1 million viewers. I don't have 1 million likes, and that's fine. I just, you know, I'm trying, like I told you guys before, I'm trying to reach that one person. I'm trying to just, you know, help one person. You know, if I could do that, or if somebody, you know, checks into rehab and maybe changes their life, then all the honor and glory goes to God. I'm going to be starting a career at ARC pretty soon. But what I was saying about TikTok is, I know I told you guys my heritage and everything, you know what I mean? It's very mixed, but regardless of that, if there's a Spanish speaker or someone that needs to speak, that needs how do I say this? Not an interpreter, but somebody that you can talk to, you know, or that you know that speaks Spanish and they need, you know, help. I speak a little Spanish too, so don't be afraid to let them know, you know, or have them call me, or, you know, anything like that. I really appreciate all the support that you guys have been giving me, all the kind words. So I just, you know, just know that option's there. And thank God that you know, it took me forever to learn Spanish, but, you know, I don't know, it's hard, you know. But I'm glad that you guys, all the support that I've been getting is great, you know. But just to let you guys know and let you guys see that I'm here to assist anybody, English or Spanish, you know what I mean. So si necesitan ayuda y necesitan hablar, y hablan español nomás, pueden llamarme. Tengo mi número aquí en el TikTok y también en el channel de YouTube. Háblenme si necesitan ayuda con sin parar de tomar, o de si quieren parar de usar drogas o lo que sea, lo que necesitas, me puedes decir, puedo hablar con ustedes y ayudarte en todo lo posible que yo pueda hacer. No soy doctor ni nada así, pero puedo ayudarte con todo lo demás que necesitas. So, nomás llámame o me puedes dejar un mensaje en mi Gmail también. Ya saben lo que es, you know, at loslegends44 loslegends44 at gmail.com. Háblame si necesitan ayuda, por favor. I just made a little connection last night with one of the homies. He runs a little shop right there in It's called Evil Face Entertainment. It's not nothing evil though. It's just like horror stuff, you know, like he sells Chucky dolls and, you know, stuff like that. But it's called Evil Face Entertainment. He's a really cool cat. He's a good dude. He does shows too, so I'm trying to get some together for that too. I have artists. I have people that write poetry. I have people that make music. I have a lot of people that are really trying to change now that they've gotten sober. Like the same way, you know, me too. Like I'm trying to do everything I possibly can to help people grow in Tucson. So I'm going to collab with him. I guess last week he did a show and it was nothing but rappers from Texas. But I want to do rappers, local rappers. I want to do local R&B artists. I want to do a show like that. You know, I want to do a lot of different things. So let me know what you guys are into. Let me know what you guys can do. I'll promote you. I love to see people from Arizona or anywhere, you know, trying to do something with their life and trying to, you know, do something to have everybody have a positive outlook on everything. Because I know there's a lot of negative in this world right now. But just let me know what's going on. Let me know what you're up to. Let me know what you're, you know, what you can do, what you're about. And we'll make it happen. We'll, you know, we'll do everything we can. I'm supposed to do another show. This dude's supposed to have me on his show. And I'm gonna shout out my YouTube channel and my TikTok and everything on there. Just the story of recovery. Same thing you guys already know. Same thing that you know that I went through. There's so many different stories that I can sit here and tell you that it's just it's crazy. It's crazy the amount of stories that I have and all the things that I went through as a young man, as a young adult. You know, because as a teenager, I thought I had everything together. You know, there's a lot of times that people, you know, we think that we know everything when we're 15, 16 years old. Oh, I'm 15 years old. I've seen everything. And some of us have seen a lot. Some of us have been through a lot. When I was 15, I had already went to like 8, 9 funerals, 10 funerals, you know, my partners. Because back then, you know what I mean, gangbanging was crazy back then. And it was just people just, you know, getting murdered and all kinds of different things and stabbings and just people ODing. And it was just crazy, man, that you know, that young people have to go through so much and have to deal with so much. But as a young adult, I know that alcohol and drugs had a hold of me. And it was because I was looking for a way out. I was looking for a reason to try to escape my reality and the things that I felt, the problems that I felt, the shame that I felt for going through what I went through as a kid. But it's never the answer, man. I just want to say that right now, because back then, you know, people demonized me for going through what I went through and the decisions I was making back then. You know, and all I was doing was smoking weed and drinking. And I mean, I could understand the drinking because I've never heard of anybody smoking weed and going and getting into a car accident or anything like that. And if it's happened, I've never heard of it, you know, and it's very, very rare. But I'm not saying to go and do it, you know, but I'm just saying, like, you don't hear about things like that. You don't hear about people ODing on weed. You don't hear, you know, stuff like that. And I'm not saying go and use it. I'm just saying, like, alcohol is way more dangerous. Kids nowadays, I've noticed that the drugs that they're getting into, I've seen 19, 16, 18-year-old kids out on the streets that they're addicted to crazy stuff. I was asking, man, like, how old are you, bro? Like, oh, I'm 17, 18 years old, strung out on blues. You know what I mean? And now for them, that's the new norm. Like, that's, you know, that's what they're getting into, and they're all strung out on heroin at 19 years old. And I just, you know, I just hope that you guys realize that that's never going to lead you anywhere. That's never going to take you anywhere in life. You know, that's, you're using something to numb the pain or to just get high and try to get out of your reality for just a couple hours. You know what I mean? And when that's done and over with, you're going to be right back to square one. You're going to be right back to who you are, and right back to being broken, right back to being in pain and sick and everything. You know what I mean? And just know that there's help out there. You know, there's help. I'm shouting out ARC like that, not just because I'm working there, but I mean, I'm shouting out ARC because it's a very, very good program to go through. Like, you know, I've said this before, like, we've been addicts for years, or if you just started, regardless. Okay, 30 days you're in residential. Residential's I went through the program. Residential's awesome, dude. Like, you get a place to sleep, to live, to eat. They serve amazing food. You go to classes. You have a shower. Catherine, she hooks you up with clothes. She takes care of you. She's such a sweet lady. All the people that work there, they were addicts. So you're not just getting somebody that's just reading something out of a book and telling you, oh, hey, maybe you should do this. Or maybe, you know, you should, oh, I think, you know, this is what you should do. Like, no, you're not getting people like that. You're getting people that have been on the streets, have been homeless, have been kicked out of their parents' house, that have lost people, you know, and they're speaking from experience. They're not just, like I'm saying, like they're not just somebody that just went to school and you know, read something out of a book and was like, oh, hey, you know, I'm going to suggest this and suggest that. No, I know that as soon as I am teaching my first classes in there, I know that I'm going to talk about my lived-in experience. I'm not going to be able to tell you guys everything that I went through like I do right here on YouTube. But I'm like Amy Sylvia taught me, you leave breadcrumbs. You know what I mean? Of different parts, different stories, different things that, you know, that you, of your lived in experience with these people. And that way they can trust you. They can start speaking more about what they went through. And it's a lot of the things that they went through is very, very tough to talk about. And I understand that, you know. I'm going to be very patient with my clients. I'm going to be very patient with the people that I speak to. I'm not going to push anybody into anything. I'm just going to let them know, you know, hey, I'm here for you. I'm here for anybody. I don't care if my enemies are watching right now. As a matter of fact, if you are, God bless you. You know what I mean? God bless you to the fullest. May God bless you with everything you need, not anything you want. I'm not here to badmouth anybody. I'm not going to go into anybody's detailed stories and say, oh, this person did this or this person did that, because I know what I did, you know. Again, going back to what I was saying before, being a teenager and going through all this stuff, I had a partner that he had gone through pretty much like the same thing I had gone through. He had been molested by a lot of his older brother's friends, and he was a really bad alcoholic. So he struggled with that every day, drinking every day, doing drugs every day. I'm not going to say no names because I'm not trying to put anybody's business out there, especially because this particular person, he committed suicide years ago. I want to say almost, man, it's been almost 30 years ago. Yeah, it's been about 26 years ago. He ended up committing suicide because everything that he had gone through as a kid just piled up and piled up. Back then, I didn't know anything like I know now, you know. I didn't know how to help him. I didn't know how to tell somebody else that he needed help, you know. His parents knew about it, but there was nothing they could do because it was, you know, those people had already left and they weren't even in the same area that they were in. But it got to him so bad that he put a double barrel 12 gauge under his chin right here, and he blew himself away in his mom's house. And so she came home and found him like that. They all came home and found him like that. I would try to speak to him, and I would try to talk to him about God, and I try to talk to him about different ways, to try to get through it. And he would just break down and cry and cry and cry, and I didn't know what else to do, because I was just, I was a kid back then, 26 years ago, man. I was young. He was young. I just wish that I would have been able to help more. I wish I would have known more. But God has his reasons why he allows things to happen, and sometimes we might not understand it, and sometimes we might be upset with it, or sometimes we might be hurt, but just know that, if you, and I'm not trying to push my beliefs or my higher power on anybody. I'm just saying that this is what works for me. I believe that my God and my Savior is going to allow us to see the people that we've lost, I think everything's going to work out, and, there is a forever after in my heart and my mind and my soul, the way that I think. And, I just want everybody else to know that God's here. He's always listening. He's always listening to everything that we do. He's always to whatever we think. It's no matter what, he's always there. No matter how far you think that you've strayed from God, you haven't gone anywhere. He's there. He's there always watching you, So don't think that no matter what you've gotten into or what you've done, no matter how much drugs you've used or how much alcohol you've used, and people that you've gotten into fights with or hurt or, went to jail or prison or whatever, don't ever think that you've strayed so far from God that where he can't hear you, or he doesn't know what's going on, and he can't, you can't turn to him for help, because he's always there. He's right there, So I just wanted everybody to know that. In the future, hopefully I can help other people that are struggling with things like that. I'm going to do my very, very best, absolute best, to help people get past the things that they've gone through, and let them see that who you were in the past doesn't define who you are now. You were an addict, you're an alcoholic, you were that in the past, whatever anybody wants to call you, that's fine. But you get past that, no matter if you were that back then, you're still a king. You're still a queen. You know what I mean? Don't let anybody's opinions of you and the way that they think about you make you feel any less than what you are. Because no matter what, nobody's above nobody. You know what I mean? Nobody's above nobody. You can sit here and say, I've heard people say, oh, I'm better than this person. I'm better than that person because I have this and I have that. And I've run a company and I got this and I got that. And, dude, you are no better than that person that's sitting there eating a piece of stale bread and warm water, and he's on the streets and has nothing. You're no better than them. You're not. Trust me. In God's eyes, maybe in society, they might think that you're better, but that person that you see there, that you're judging, that person in 5 years, whoever it is that thinks, you know what I mean? Not me. I'm no better than anybody. I already know that. The person that is sitting there judging that one and saying, I'm better than this person, or I'm better than that person, or I'm better than this chick over here because she's a prostitute, or because she's an escort, or because of this, or because of that. You're no better than either one of those people. And you never know. In 5 years, you might lose everything and be on the streets, and they might be the one that's up. And they're gonna sit there and hand you $20. And what is that gonna do to you? It's gonna break you down, man, because you're gonna remember judging that person, and them with a pure heart, not judging you at all, didn't think twice about giving you something. So don't look down on nobody, man. Don't look down on anybody, no matter what you think, and don't spread rumors if you don't know what's going on, and you don't know this or you don't know that. Don't sit there and spread rumors about things that you don't know nothing about. You know what I mean? Just keep it to yourself. Pray. Get rid of all that hate. Get rid of all the anger, the problems in your life, and watch how your life just starts progressing, man. You know what I mean? Just watch how it starts growing. And I'm like I said, I'm not trying to push my beliefs or my higher power on anybody, but I've said it before. Jesus and God are mine. but just choose a higher power and go with it. You know what I mean? Choose a higher power and stick with it. And I guarantee you that you're going to feel some kind of peace in your life. And just watch how you start to grow. Watch how you start to strive on and thrive in everything that you do. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be great. I believe in everybody. I love you guys. Thank you guys for taking the time to watch these videos. Check me out on TikTok. Hit me up. Call me. And like I said, si necesitan ayuda en español, puedo hablar poquito español. So just hit me up at any time. I love you guys. Thank you guys. God bless you guys. T-Town, stay up. Let's do something positive. I'll see you guys on the next one, all right?